Tonight, the empty chamber seat.
We're going to fill the seat.
The Supreme Court showdown after the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Cool the flames that have been engulfing our country.
This with 44 days and counting until the 2020 election. And another storm charges toward the already ravaged Gulf Coast. Plus,
movement of Black Americans from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party is the biggest untold story of the 2020 election.
Two authors contend that Black voters will be the deciding factor in a 2020 Trump victory. All this and more tonight on Faith Nation.
An epic battle brews in Washington over the fight to replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jenna Browder.
Good evening. I'm John Jessup. Well, for nearly 30 years, Ginsburg, the second woman ever to serve on the High Court, played a pivotal role on social, political, and gender issues well beyond the bench.
And as a reliable liberal vote, Democrats say it's too close to the election to confirm her successor. Here now, CBN White House correspondent Ben Kennedy. Ben, President Trump and Republicans say it is their constitutional duty to move forward with the nominee.
Yeah, Jenna, John, you're right. Today, President Trump said he expects to name his nominee Friday or Saturday after these services for Justice Ginsburg. And then hours later today, the Supreme Court Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that nominee will, in fact, get a vote.
Now, already, some of the same individuals who tried every conceivable dirty trick to obstruct Justice Gorsuch and Justice Kavanaugh are lining up to proclaim the third time will be the charm.
For hundreds of millions of Americans, this vacancy on the Supreme Court puts everything on the line.
Intense debates on the Senate floor over the race to confirm a new Supreme Court justice.
So I'm looking at 5, probably 4, but I'm looking at 5 very seriously. I'm going to make a decision on either Friday or Saturday. I will announce it either Friday or Saturday. And then the work begins.
Republican leader Mitch McConnell promised President Trump's nominee will receive a vote on the floor of the U.S. Senate. A 180 on timing from his position back in 2016. When he blocked President Obama's pick to succeed Justice Scalia.
Let's let the American people decide.
Critics calling GOP lawmakers hypocrites, although in 2016, Democrats were all for getting a justice confirmed in that election year.
We have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now. But the fact is, we have a big challenge in our country.
4 Republicans would need to side with Democrats to block the confirmation. 2 have already made their choice, with Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski saying whoever wins the election should pick the justice.
Please follow your conscience. Don't vote to confirm anyone nominated under the circumstances President Trump and Senator McConnell have created.
With 43 days until the election, Democrats say they plan to use every tool to delay the process, even possibly impeachment. John, Jenna?
All right, CBN's Ben Kennedy. Thanks, Ben. Well, joining us now is veteran journalist Ray Suarez. Ray, thanks for being here. As Ben just mentioned, Democrats said they will use all the tools in their tool shed. Ray, is impeachment one of the arrows in the Democrats' so-called quiver? And if so, on what grounds?
I think it's going to be much more talked about than it ever is going to actually come close to being used. Impeachment is, in a term used in Washington, the nuclear option. It's not close to being something that the House is going to do as a result of this pick. I would be, well, you'd have to pick me up off the floor if impeachment was actually tried. It's going to be speculated about. It's going to be talked about. It's going to be brandished as a weapon. It's not going to be voted on as an article of impeachment in the House of Representatives.
Yeah. Ray, do you think we will see someone pushed through and sworn in before the election?
I do. I think given the rules of the Senate given the very limited tools that any minority has to throw sand in the gears, to slow down the operation of the system, it is very unlikely that the Democrats, short of winning enough Republican defections, which of course remains an open possibility, but short of that, there's very little the Democrats can do to stop the juggernaut moving toward the end of the year. Some people are speculating about Mark Kelly, if he wins in Arizona and is sworn as a senator before the new Congress comes to Washington on January 3rd, how that could change things. It's my suspicion this is already going to be over and done by November 30th, which is the deadline for Arizona affirming that vote.
Yeah. Well, let's say it's not. Let's say there is not a clear, there's not a nominee is not pushed through by the election. And on election night, say we still don't have a clear presidential winner, Joe Biden or Donald Trump. How would that complicate the entire matter?
Well, I'll take you back to November 8th, 2016, when we had an election between two fiercely opposed combatants, and we had 8 members of the Supreme Court, 4 presumed liberals and 4 presumed conservatives. The sky did not fall. The Statue of Liberty did not tumble into New York Harbor, and life went on. The same is going to happen. This will be, we have systems for adjudicating these questions. Bush v. Gore did not reach the courts until much, much later in the window. So, yes, it's a possibility that a deadlocked court would face this. But right now, without Ruth Bader Ginsburg's vote, it's really a 5-3 court, not a 4-4 court with 8 members.
And real quickly, we're short on time here, Ray. How much does this change the trajectory of the campaign? And I know that you disagree. You said that you thought the vote would happen before the election, but doesn't this help to kind of sustain Trump voters and keep them motivated?
Sure. I mean, it turns the heat up from 400 to broil. It was already going to be a contentious, difficult 6 coming weeks. Now all bets are off. It's going to be all-out war till November and through November.
All right.
Yeah, we thought it was interesting before her passing, and now here we are. Ray Suarez, thank you so much. It's good to see you.